plants. Let us see in this video a friend of plants. About 100 years ago, the students of Presidency College in Calcutta had a teacher they loved a lot. He was a great scientist who taught science through experiments. The college did not give him money to set up a laboratory. So he spent his own money to set up one for his students. The name of this brave scientist and teacher was Jagadish Chandra Bose. He went to England to study science. When he came back to India, he got a job in Presidency College. The British did not think well of Indians those days. So, the college offered him half the salary that the British teachers got. Bose took the job but did not take his salary for 3 years. The college soon realized what a good teacher he was and made his salary equal to the salary of other teachers. J.C. Bose did many experiments to show that plants feel and respond to things around them. He made an instrument that recorded the pulse of a plant. Plants do not have heart or blood, but they have a kind of pulse of their own. In 1901, in front of a hall full of scientists in the Royal Society of London, Bose connected a plant to his instrument, which showed the pulse of the plant. Then he dipped the plant in a poisonous liquid. Soon the plant died, and the instrument showed that the pulse of the plant had stopped. People do not like to change their mind about what they believe. Many scientists did not believe Bose even after watching this experiment, but he did not give up. 2 years after he did his experiment in the Royal Society, the scientists of the world accepted that plants are sensitive to things around them. Let us see the non-flowering plants. Lesson number 6, non-flowering plants, which means the plants do not have flowers. The plants we have talked about until now have one thing in common. They all reproduce with the help of flowers. But these are not the only kinds of plants. There are many types of plants that do not have flowers. Some of these are so tiny that you can see them only with a microscope. A microscope has lenses which make things look much bigger than they really are. You can see the picture of a microscope. Here we can see the plants which are in the water. Algae. These plants live in water. Some of them form a slimy green layer over ponds. You can see in the right side of the picture over the ponds, pools and drains. Some float in ponds like thin green ribbons. Some are so tiny that you can only see them with a microscope. Others called seaweeds can grow almost as tall as a tree. See, you can see the picture here, left side seaweeds and the scum over ponds are algae. Here all algae have chlorophyll. Chlorophyll means with the green color pigment which a plant has. So they make their own food using carbon dioxide and water. We have discussed how we and other animals depend on land plants for food. Similarly, animals living in water depends on algae and other water plants for food. Some algae reproduce by breaking up into two or more parts, and others produces spores from which new plants grow. Spores are not seeds. They do not grow from flowers. Next we'll see fungi. Fungi, molds growing on rotting fruit. Algae pallam, rotting fruit. Stale bread, old bread, cheese and other food or fungi. Mushrooms are also fungi. Warning they given, never take the mushrooms growing in the parks and other places. Some of them are poisonous. Fungi do not have chlorophyll, so they cannot make their own food. They digest the stuff they grow on with the help of digestive juices. The stuff can be food, leather, fallen logs. Fallen logs means marathundu, twigs, marakilaygal, leaves and dungs. Anything that comes from the plants and animals. They absorb a part of the digested stuff. The rest mixes with the soil. This is very helpful. It gets rid of waste. It also makes the soil fertile. Fertile, good for the plants, to grow. Fungi reproduce with the help of spores. The spores fly around in the air. When they land on something, they can use as food. They grow into plants. Here is an activity for you to do. Put a piece of moistened bread, some paneer, a spoonful of dal or cooked rice, some cream and half a lemon or some other fruit in separate bowls. Sprinkle some dust over the food. Cover the bowl and keep them in a warm place. After a few days, you will see fuzzy growths of different colors growing on the food. The fuzzy growth are moles. If you look carefully through a hand lens, you will see little round heads on the top of the hair-like growths. These leaves produce spores of reproduction. For reproduction, experiment with different kinds of food and record what you see. You can see the mushroom here in the right side. Why it is white in color, because they do not have chlorophyll. That's why it's look like cap, white cap. Okay. Now here some fungi. Okay. Next we'll see mosses. These are tiny green plants that grow on the soil, rocks, old walls, fallen trees and so on. They need moisture. Moisture means eerapadam in Tamil will say, and dampness to grow, wetness to grow. So you will see them mostly during the rainy season. They cover the soil like a soft carpet and protect it from erosion. Erosion means what? Getting washed away. And when they die, they rot or mix with soil. This makes the soil fertile. Mosses have chlorophyll, so they make their own food. At the top of a moss plant, there is a small cap-like thing. This has spores from which new plants grow. See, you can see into the rocks and on the soil, on the tree, fallen tree, you can see mosses. Mosses grow on damp walls and trees, soil, etc. Next, fence. These plants have green leaves that make food. If you turn the leaves, you can see brown in color down in the picture. These plants have green leaves that make food. If you turn the leaves, you will see the dark brown spot under them. These spots have spores which grow into new plants. Fence love cool, damp places. So they grow well in the hills and they do grow in the plains as well. In fact, many people grow them in their gardens or in paths. Fence live for many years. Next we say conifers. These trees and shrubs are also called evergreens because they never shed leaves. And conifers like cold places, and so they grow mostly in the hills. If you see, hills always look green, but you will see some in the plains too. Conifers are not really non-flowering plants. They bear cones, which are their flowers. But these flowers do not grow into fruit. They produce seeds which are not covered by a fruit. That is why these plants are also called plants with naked seeds, without seeds. Another special thing about conifers is their needle-like leaves. The leaves will be like a needle, short, and we'll say in Tamil, oosi ilai. Okay, oosi ilai kadugal you can see. Next, you can see in the picture the leaves with a needle-like. Okay, now next, shall we learn the new words from this lesson? The new words are, the first word is microscope. Spell the word microscope. M-I-C-R-O-S-C-O-P-E. Microscope. M-I-C-R-O. Microscope. S-C-O-P-E. Microscope. Next, seaweeds. S-E-A-C-W-E-E-D-S. Weeds. Seaweeds. S-E-A-W-E-E-D-S. Seaweeds. Third one, spores. S-P-O-R-E-S. S-P-O-R-E-S. Next, reproduce. R-E-P-R-O-D-U-C-E. Reproduce. Next, leather. L-E-A-T-H-E-R. Leather. Sixth word, moisture. M-O-I-S-T-U-R-E. M-O-I-S-T-U-R-E. Seventh one, sprinkle. S-P-R-I-N-K-L-E. Sprinkle. S-P-R-I-N-K-L-E. Sprinkle. Mold. M-O-U-L-D. Mold. M-O-U-L-D. Mold. Conifers. C-O-N-I-F-E-R-S. C-O-N-I-F-E-R-S. Next, the last spelling, spots. S-P-O-T-S. S-P-O-T-S. You should learn the spelling and write 2 times and take a photocopy of your writing and send the assignment to my WhatsApp. Thank you, children. Have a good day. Thank you all.